What are you trying to do to us?
Merely trying to prevent you from damaging my experiments, gentlemen.
Yes, people. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching the new video. Thank you for watching the last video. Got quite a lot of viewers on the last video. Probably because I downloaded the game pretty quickly. I saw the notifications come in early, downloaded the game, got online, and as you can see, had a bit of a play around. Since then, I've had a little bit more of a play around with it. You know, watch some of the other videos that have been out there. Shout outs to all of the other people that have been putting out videos nice and early. But yeah, you know, in this video, what I've decided to do is give you a bit of a critical breakdown of how I feel that the game plays, what my first impressions were, and also just to give you kind of like a bit of insight into like the menus that I would navigate in, and yeah, so let's get into it. Yeah, so we're loading in now. What you can see is a completely different title screen and all of the rest of it, you know, because I don't know why people expect it to be exactly the same game. Clearly it's a different game. Clearly they're trying to hit a different part of the market. Same market, but different part of the market with this. Yeah, so I mean, it looks pretty sleek, as you can see. The graphics look pretty neat on the main menu. You've got obviously the loot boxes section, is where you get your rewards, your loot boxes. And you know, I'll go through some of that in a little while. You know, we've got really just one game mode currently, and the game mode is basically plant the bomb. If you know Warface and you know the franchise, or if you're familiar with Counter-Strike, you'll be familiar with that particular type of game mode. And what's interesting really here is this it's free fire straight away. This is something that I noticed right at the beginning of my first match, is that they load you in, you have like a free fire mode where you can run around like shooting, you know, just anybody for the time being. You know, you buy your gun here at the beginning of each round. And yeah, so they've pretty much made it so that it's a lot less pay to win. And you buy guns, as I said, at the beginning of each round from the vendor, so on and so forth. I mean, I'm not going to go into a whole explanation in this video of every part of the game itself, but we'll just go through an overview of some of the menu, some of the things that you can do in the game. So as I said, you can buy armors and you can buy also guns and grenades and stuff at the beginning of each round. I think the total rounds played is 14 rounds, and it's basically the best of 14 rounds. So it can go up right to the last minute, and they won't, let's say, cut the games or cut the amount of rounds, even if it is lopsided, and let's say the other team is going to get a guaranteed win, let's say, you know, either way. So you will play out the entirety of every round. As you can see with the maps, they're very similar to some of the maps that we see, like Palace here, on the original Warface, but they have changed some of the features of the maps, and climbing sections are different. You know, there's a lot of things that are different cosmetically about the maps and about the game itself. When I first played it, I thought it was a little bit stiff. I thought it could have been a little bit more loose, but then playing around with my settings, you know, I've managed to kind of get a feel that is a little bit more like the OG Warface, we call it, at the moment. So yeah, it is pretty decent in that respect, and the movement has kind of got a bit better. Also, a bit later on in the video, just stay watching to the end, because I'm gonna also speak about some of the things that they've already updated and addressed as part of the new updates in the game. So watch to the end. We're only going for another minute or so, and if not, you can just skip down to the mark in the video and or look in the description and skip straight to that part in the video where I show you the latest updates and talk about the latest developer news that is going on. So again, my verdict on the game is that it's pretty much, yeah, Warface meets Counter-Strike, which I've heard everybody kind of say and is the general view. However, given the type of movement, in comparison to the other Warface, and how the characters move around on the map, also the hip fire, works very good on this. So I've said to a lot of people, this reminds me of a cross between Blacklight Warface and CSGO. And if you don't know what Blacklight is, then Blacklight Retribution was a free-to-play, or is still a free-to-play game that is out on the PlayStation 4. You can go and download it for free in the store. And the clan that I'm part of, Boss Clan FPS, you can go and check out that channel also. Link is in the description. Now, those guys are pretty big on BLR. I used to play the game when it first came out. I was a beta tester for the game also, so I've got the beta armors and the rest of it, but I didn't really like it so much. Had quite a lot of glitches, a lot more glitches than Warface had when it first launched, and it's completely kind of different style of gameplay in some respects. So yeah, that's my overall verdict. I do like the game. I do see where they're going with it. A lot of people are online saying, oh yeah, this should be done and that should be done, and why isn't this there and why isn't that there? But I do appreciate that also the developers have to take time to do these things. It is a business in the end of the day also, so they have to look at the margins and kind of see what is feasible for them to do and not be able to do. A lot of people think that it's just all about money and them making money, but anybody that has any kind of business sense or any kind of development sense or knows anything about development clearly knows that they're going to need some time to be able to implement some things, and they will need feedback obviously from us, from guys in the community that are playing the game. So that about sums it up for what I've got to say about the game. So let me just quickly show you some of these updates that the developers have put out yesterday. And also, just to note, there was a server maintenance update this morning which did fix quite a few things, I feel anyway. The game seems to play a little bit smoother than it did yesterday in terms of lag and compensation for lag. So yeah, watch the next section of the video. I'll show you the developers notes, and then we'll get back into some other stuff maybe on the next one. But anyway, here's the developers notes and what has been changed most recently. So this announcement was posted on the Warface Discord yesterday. If you're not a member of the Warface Discord, I highly suggest that you join. It's probably the best place to find out about the latest Warface news, or the Warface Breakout news in the Warface Breakout Discord. Now, the team are obviously addressing a lot of things here. Most of these issues at the top, as you can see, are common with the issues are found in most FPS games and other franchises. So really and truthfully, they are doing quite a lot this early on in the game to be providing players with updates to feedback that they've provided within, let's say, 48 hours. Really, really swift. And they get a lot of props for doing that. If you want to view this yourself, this announcement, and you haven't seen it yet, then you can just head over to playbreakout.com and you can find everything on there about Warface Breakout. I think that about wraps it up for everything in this video. So stay tuned. Please subscribe. Please like. Please share. And I'll see you on the flip side.
Trying to prevent you from damaging my experiments, gentlemen.
Sat down thinking, writing scripts. Work with flows, one try and kid. Look in the air, see flying pig. Wanna get paid, start buying crib. You'll be on Snapchat, eyeing pick. Weed is lad like crying kid. Skinny and bold like Chinese chicks, don't care about gym, I try.